Welcome to this brand new video. Now, I've got a very exciting video for you guys today, and I will be ranking the most common platforms or ways of getting business as a fence company owner. Okay, now this is based on conversations that I've had the last couple of years with fence companies doing anywhere from 100 grand a year all the way to 2 million plus a year, and the different platforms that they've been utilizing as well for the different stages that they're in and the goals that they have. And that they want to achieve essentially. And so I'll be ranking them one by one, and I'm going to start off with the one way of getting business that every single fence company is utilizing. You watching this as well is most likely using this as well, and that is going to be referrals. And now, referrals is a very, very good way of getting business, and I would argue that everybody's favorite way of getting business is referrals. And the reason is, we'll start off with the positives, is that referrals are almost always going to be good quality, and they're almost always going to be ready to get going, right? The reason is because you have a happy customer that is already referring their experience. So you're not saying anything yourself. You have a happy customer that is going to somebody else and actually telling good things about you and actually explaining that, hey, these guys are good, you should go ahead and get a fence with them. Say, for example, my neighbor, right? And my neighbor gets this beautiful fence done. I go ask them, hey, by the way, man, I've been thinking of a fence as well. Like, you guys got this beautiful fence done. Who did it? Oh, this company did it. Okay, I'm going to a 90% likely go ahead and have that same company come out, give me a quote. They've already been here. They've already built a beautiful fence. They've already done it for my neighbor. The trust is already there. Let's get going, you know? Issue with referrals is the volume, right? There's no like metric. You can't really track it. You don't really know. You don't have any guarantee in terms of how many are going to come in. So a lot of companies, they rely on referrals, but then that is where they kind of get these hiccups where they'll have like really, really good months, but then after that, it's just completely nothing. It's crickets, right? Therefore, referrals is a little bit of a mix. I would solely just based on the quality side of things, put it on an S tier. But for now, I'm going to put it as an A tier just because it is really, really good. It's really hard to beat the referral quality, but you can't really get the volume. So it's not really the best. Jumping to the second one, word of mouth. Now, this is very similar to referral, so there's not really too much to go on to here as well. It will be the same in A category just because of the volume issue. But other than that, word of mouth is really, really good. And again, one thing that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to word of mouth is a direct correlation of your advertising as well. So say, for example, you're advertising on Facebook. Say, for example, you're advertising on Instagram or TikTok or Snapchat for that sake, whatever it is, right? When people see your ads, and let's say, for example, I've been seeing your exact ad 15 times, like I've been seeing it so many times, and I hear somebody talking about a fence, right? I might just go there and be like, oh, by the way, have you guys seen this company? That I've been seeing them all the time on my feed. And that's also a sort of word of mouth that is correlated just directly from the advertising that you're doing as well. So that's also something, but it's generally going to be an A tier in my opinion. Now, let's get into something specific that I've been hearing a lot of recently, but there's not every single contractor are using Lowe's or is under a Lowe's contract, but there's a lot of people that are starting off and they're under Lowe's contracts as well. If you're under Lowe's contracts, it's good because you're guaranteed work pretty much, and you're guaranteed jobs. Like simply these people go to Lowe's, they get the material, and you're just going there and installing. You're gonna make money, right? Issue is, and we had this with one of our best clients, is that Lowe's might just end up shutting everything down. They might end up getting their own salespeople, their own fence guys, and just make that money themselves and completely leave you stranded. So if you're relying 90% of your business on Lowe's, it's good to have as an addition, but it is going to ruin you, right? So therefore, I'm going to put it at a C tier, right? Because it is very good, yes, because you're guaranteed, but in order to scale, you can't just use Lowe's. It's not going to get you to the point where you want to get to. Now, let's get into the second one, right? Let's get into some platform. And so let's talk specifically about Angie's, right? Now, Angie's and Thumbtack, I'll put them pretty similar side to side on where they're at. Now, I don't really like to talk negative about other platforms and other advertising platforms, but Angie's, I mean, almost everybody and their dog has heard one or two negative experiences from Angie's, guaranteed, right? They probably haven't. Same with Thumbtack. The shared leads, the multiple contacts, the paying for leads that never pick up or answer, the conversations that you don't ever get with the leads, but you still end up paying for them, the quality not being there, multiple different contractors at the same place, fighting for bids, like whatever it is, you've heard it, right? Now, the only caveat to Angie's and Thumbtack is I know a lot of companies that have actually succeeded with these, right? So I'm not going to say all just negative things. Like there are ways to actually be really good at these platforms. And that way is just by getting really, really good at sales. I'm not just talking the generic sales that everybody's being taught. I'm talking specific ways of converting a homeowner, which I mean, this video would end up being 2 hours long if I went over all of that. So that's not really going to happen in today's video, but I'm more than happy to do that if that's within interest. However, the way that you use Angie's and Thumbtack, if you know how to sell, and if you're, I'm not talking again like the basic selling that everybody does. I'm talking if you know how to sell these leads, you are guaranteed being able to kind of make a lot of money from these platforms. But not a lot of people do. A lot of people do think they know how to sell, but not a lot of people actually know how to sell, right? So that's one thing. Now, also another thing is if you're in an area which is very competitive, you're already very unlikely to see success with these two platforms just because the competition is going to be insane. It's going to be too many contractors for this too many same leads. I've had a couple of people that, I mean, caveat to what I said earlier, even though them not being the best at sales, they've still been able to convert because the competition hasn't been there, right? They haven't been competing with a lot of people. So the market share is a lot less, right? So because of that, I'll actually put them on a B tier, like both of them, Angie's and Thumbtack. Home Advisor, you can say the same thing, but they go under Angie, so that's why I haven't really converted them in here. Same with anything else. I mean, it just kind of goes under the same thing, so I didn't want to include them just based on that. Other than that, we have SEO. Now, SEO is really good, and I would argue that it is one of the like fundamentals that you need to have in place, right? We're going into the platforms that are a little bit more important now and a little bit more well known for majority of people. SEO, having your website, making sure that AI can search you up, all of that good stuff is very, very important. And the reason it is important is because if somebody is actively searching for something, right, and they don't see your company, I mean, they don't know that you guys exist, right? So SEO is very important, but just be aware that SEO is a very time consuming thing. SEO is something that might take months all the way up until years to, I mean, maybe not even years on years, but like at least 6 months to a year to actually start seeing good results from it. Again, it's one of those things that is a necessary add-on, but it's not one thing that you can look at and be like, you know what? This month I spent X amount and I got X amount of jobs, right? That is the whole point of marketing and being able to know your numbers is being able to look at a sheet and be like, all right, cool. So I spent $200. I got 5 jobs. My cost per acquisition is $40, right? That is what you should be able to see to be able to confidently just add more money into the system, right? You can't really do that with SEO, right? And that's the main issue because you can't really know how many people are going to come in. Whereas it's like a really, really, really good add-on to have to your business. So I recommend everybody doing SEO just have it, right? Pay $200, $300 a month, $400 a month, however much you got to pay just to keep yourself on there. And but when time goes by and you do other advertising platforms as well, your ranking is just going to get higher. It's going to get better, right? There's nothing bad about it. I would actually put SEO on A tier, right? I will be very honest here. Now let's get into the most common ones when it comes to advertising. Now these two are very, very different, right? In a sense where the stage you're in with your business and the way that you want to grow your business is going to determine what you want to choose essentially. Now, Google ads and meta ads are very, very different, right? The way that you treat these leads are very, very different. Google is very intent-based marketing, right? When somebody is on Google and they're searching for something on their phone, their intent and their stage in this buyer's journey of deciding when to move forward with a fence is a lot more towards the I'm ready now, let's get going side, right? That's why like marketing on Google, you're going to get a lot more qualified leads. Very honest here. You're going to get a lot more people that are going to pick up the phones and conversate with you and actually be ready. They know what they want. They've been actively searching and they have a desire to actually get started as soon as possible. That's what you're going to get on Google pay-per-click, right? And also LSA ads. Now, Google is really good. Only issue with Google is again, you have to have some sort of presence and the amount that you have to spend on Google needs to be a lot higher than what you spend on Meta. Reason being is because Google's leads are a lot more qualified. So your cost per lead, your cost per appointment, your cost per acquisition, everything is going to be higher. When you're starting off and you have X amount limited budgets, it's not really recommended to put everything in Google because the data you're going to get as well is going to take a lot longer time. Your company's not really out there. It's better to start off with something where you can do something like Meta, scale that up, slowly scale your SEO up as well, and then bump budget into Google as well simultaneously. So you're going on all different platforms at one time. So I kind of did slide into Meta there being a interruptional based platform. On Meta, you can't really control what's happening, right? I mean, you're scrolling, you're seeing these funny cat videos and all of a sudden you see an ad for a fence and you're like, oh, you know what? Like we actually need a new fence. Let's get it installed, you know? And then you end up actually filling out the form. Somebody reached out, and the game with Facebook leads is that you have to be really on top of it, right? You can't slack off on speed to lead. You can't just have a generic assistant or a generic team that calls them, because that's not how these leads work, unfortunately. You need to have someone that actually has experience. Now, sidetrack, if you are looking for a company that has been in the industry for a couple of years now, that have grown their team, that has a full call center in the US, they have a data set, a brand new pixel that is actually built up on all this data, go ahead and click the link below, schedule a free call with myself. I will be on the call with you. I will go through your whole system with you. I will build out a full plan with you. And if it makes sense, we'll get started. If not, no hard feelings at all. Back to the video. I would recommend, if you're starting off and you want to get a bunch of appointments on your calendar, you can easily get to 15, 20, 30, 40 appointments a month, even more with just meta ads with the right systems. And you can also do that with Google. Again, with the right systems, it just takes longer time and it is a lot more costly than what you would do with Meta, right? So I would recommend, and if I'm going to range these, I will go ahead and put Meta on an S tier and I will put Google on an A tier, right? I would recommend, in an ideal scenario, if you have all the budget in the world, start off with Meta, right? Move into Google, do SEO as well at the same time, push all of these out together. Same thing, you can continuously keep referrals and you can continuously keep word of mouth. You have all this together and you're just scaling crazy ever. If you already have a meta system that is working good, I mean, totally fine. You don't have to click the link in the bio. But if you are just starting out and you're looking to grow your fence business and scale to multi-millions a year, click the link below, schedule a free call. It is 100% free. I walk through the whole system with you, no matter how long it takes. And I will also answer any question that you have. Again, if it makes sense, let's get started. If not, no hard feelings at all. Hope this video helped somebody out there that is looking at different platforms and seeing where they want to advertise with a lot of information. And yeah, let me know if there's any other specific videos you guys want to see. If not, thank you guys for today and wish you guys the best. Thank you.